I'm Andrew Hoffman, president of Hoffman Tactical Innovations. I'm also an active duty police sergeant. In 1990, while on patrol, I was involved in an incident which resulted in an in-custody death. This and similar incidents called into question existing police restraint techniques and equipment. Shortly after my incident, I began to develop a restraint device, which avoided the controversial posture identified by experts and at the same time made the officer's job easier. Initially, I relied on my own experience with violent subjects to build a rough prototype. For the next several years, I showed it to every law enforcement and corrections professional I could find. Literally hundreds of officers have examined the device during its development and provided input into its design. The result is the BodyCuff, a product designed for and by law enforcement and corrections professionals. It's been called the most well-thought-out, versatile prisoner restraint device available. I think you'll agree. This is an actual photograph of the incident I was involved in. Shortly thereafter, the San Diego Police Department published the Custody Death Task Force report. The report banned the methods of restraint which were currently in use. This is how we formerly restrained subjects who were violent. As you can see, the posture hyperextends the subject's back and places their weight on their diaphragm. The BodyCuff was designed to avoid this controversial posture. The BodyCuff is a belt-based device which is placed around the subject's waist. It fastens at the rear with a seatbelt type buckle. Once fastened, it can't be removed without a handcuff key. At the heart of the BodyCuff is the VRM, or Variable Release Module. This allows the subject's hands to be incrementally released, or retracted instantly. In order to release the subject's hands, you place the handcuff key into the buckle and adjust it to the desired length. You can immediately retract it if the subject becomes violent. The VRMs are located one each at the subject's hips. The BodyCuff also has two large handles on either side of the subject's waist. These handles can be used to control the subject or to lift him when maximally restrained. And then there's the leg restraint. Notice it's fastened onto the rear of the belt as opposed to the cross member of the handcuffs. This avoids the controversial posture identified by experts. Let's walk through a basic application of the BodyCuff. Although not necessary, oftentimes the subject will begin in handcuffs. The BodyCuff can then be placed on the ground and the subject placed on top of it, or a subject who is in a prone position may have the BodyCuff slid underneath him. The BodyCuff is then placed around the subject's waist and fastened at the rear with the main buckle. Once the tongue is inserted into the buckle and the strap adjusted, the BodyCuff is in place. The subject's hands for the time being are already restrained, so we'll turn to restraining his ankles. The ankles are crossed, and the leg restraint is attached to the rear of the belt. The loop is then adjusted and placed around the subject's ankles. The VRM is double locked and the legs are retracted. From here, we want to transition the subject's hands out of the initial set of handcuffs into the restraints on the BodyCuff. We remove the handcuff from the pouch in front and place it on the subject's wrists before we ever take off the initial set of handcuffs. We remove the other hand restraint from the pouch and place it on the subject's left wrist. From here, we simply remove the initial set of handcuffs. This eliminates any window of time where the subject has freedom of movement with his hands. Finally, the subject is rolled onto his back and gives a verbal response. The traditional restraints do not allow the subject to be rolled onto his back. However, in the BodyCuff, he may be rolled onto a supine position. Let's take a look at some of the features and advantages of the BodyCuff. Again, look at how the VRM allows the subject's hands to be incrementally released. Let's see how helpful that is during normal prisoner processing. In handcuffs, a subject must be completely released in order to facilitate fingerprinting. This can allow for an assault. However, with the BodyCuff, if the subject becomes unruly, you simply retract his hand. This also has benefits for medical treatment, such as IVs, or taking a blood pressure. If the subject becomes unruly, you simply retract his hands. If a subject needs to eat. Let's have a look at the leg restraint. Again, it fastens at the rear of the belt as opposed to the cross member of the handcuffs. The loop is adjusted and it's placed around the subject's ankles. The lower VRM has a double lock mechanism, which prevents the loop from over-tightening. Once in place, we simply retract the subject's legs. In order to release the legs, you place a handcuff key in the buckle and release them. The BodyCuff leg restraint can also be placed on a subject's individual leg to allow for movement. Here you can see that a subject can be walked around with the restraint on just one leg. He can be seated and the leg retracted, preventing him from getting up and moving. When it's time to go again, place the handcuff key into the buckle, have the subject release his leg, and away you go. Then there are the large handles on either side of the BodyCuff. When the subject is maximally restrained, he can't move himself. These handles allow you to lift the subject without stressing his arms. A shoulder harness is also available for a subject who has a large abdomen and narrow hips. The shoulder harness prevents the subject from sliding the BodyCuff down and off of his hips. Finally, there's the hand warmer. Once in place, it prevents the subject from manipulating anything with his hands. As you can see, the BodyCuff offers security, ease of application, and a great deal of flexibility. That's why we believe it's the most well-thought-out, versatile prisoner restraint device available. I want to take a moment to thank the men and women of law enforcement and corrections who have provided their valuable input during the development of the BodyCuff, and I thank you for taking the time to consider it for your agency. If you're interested in a demonstration of the BodyCuff, please contact us.